different alike. We's different. You ain't the hustling type. We's different.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of YouTube world, CJRozay's back in the building. Welcome back to the channel, live and direct, live in effect. Make sure you subscribe to find out what's next. We are here. Now today, actually in a matter of just about 4 hours, the NBA will announce, or inside the NBA, will announce the All-Star Reserves. Now, I got my list. Let's see if it matches up to y'all's, or if it will match up to what the NBA announces. So in this video, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why I picked them, and as well as we're going to talk about the All-Star game or All-Star Day as a whole. All right. So if you've been living under a rock in the last 4 to 5 days, these are the All-Star starters for the East and the West. For the East, it is Captain Kevin Durant, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Bradley Beal, and Kyrie Irving. To the West, Captain LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, Kawhi Leonard, Steph Curry, and Luka Doncic. Now, people were clamoring and talking about how Damian Lillard wasn't a starter for the West. And my answer to that is it kind of could have went either way, truth be told. Because if you really think about it, in the beginning of the season, Luka was on fire, was he not? They were calling him the early MVP already. He was dropping triple doubles after triple doubles, 30-point games, 40-point games. He was doing all that for the Mavericks. He was doing that, right? Then as the season progressed a little bit, he went down a little bit. I mean, his production is still there. It's definitely still there. It's dropping, what, about 27, 28 a game, 10 and 9, or 9 and 10, something like that. But the numbers are there. So it's not like he's not producing, you know what I'm saying? But he was up in the beginning, down as the season went on. For Dame, it was pretty much vice versa. But he wasn't down in terms of, you know, his numbers and production was down since. It's just that with Dame was just quiet. You know, Dame was just balling. You know what I'm saying? Dame was just balling quietly. Then late last month into this month, game winners, logo, three-pointers, all these types of performances from Dame. And now everybody calling him the MVP. They pretty much saying, why is he not in the MVP discussion? You know what I'm saying? You see it? It's like night and day with these two. So literally it could have went either way. I don't care. It's an all-star game. Why are we mad at it? Why do we care? Why is everybody mad? I don't care. They're both going to be in it anyway. One's just going to start. One's going to be on the bench. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Like, come on. Jesus. All right. Now, let's talk about these reserves. It was tough for the West, especially because of Anthony Davis. Because if Anthony Davis wasn't hurt, he would definitely be on the All-Star reserves. But because he is hurt, the dynamic changes. And I'm going to get to the West. For now, we're going to start in the East. So the format for the All-Star reserves are 2 backcourt, 3 frontcourt, and 2 regardless of position. So that's 7 people. So my 7 go like this. For the frontcourt, for the backcourt, I got James Harden and I got Jaylen Brown. For the front court, I got Jason Tatum, Julius Randle, and I got Domantas Sabonis. And the 2 regardless of position, I got Ben Simmons and I got Zach LaVine. Now, there's a couple noticeable names that you ain't hear. You didn't hear Trae Young. You didn't hear Jimmy Butler. You didn't hear Bam Adebayo. Bam and Trey were tough. Those two were tough because it was between either Trae Young and James Harden and Bam Adebayo and Sabonis. The reason why it was tough between those two spots specifically, is because Trae Young is balling. No matter what you say, 26-9, he is balling. The problem is it's the team. The Hawks were doing well in the beginning, but now they are treading the same waters they've been treading for the last couple of seasons, where they might not make it to the playoffs, or might not make it to the play-in tournament. They're not even that close. I mean, I think they're 12th, I believe. Is it? They might be 11th or 12th, one of the two spots. But regardless, you see what I'm getting at. They're not winning, and I had to go with James Harden because his production is down, but his team is second in the East. On top of that, he's doing exceptionally well for that team. He's doing everything for that team. He might be averaging, 24, 7 and 11, but he's still balling. Like, that team, KD being out a good couple times, I don't know where that team would be if it was just Kyrie. I'm being honest. I'm not saying Kyrie is bad, but where would they be if it was just Kyrie? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about it like that. With Spencer Dinwiddie out, and Karis LeVert technically out as well. If Karis LeVert stayed, he would be out anyway. They would be missing a couple bodies, just like they're missing now. But with Harden being there, Harden can control the offense, make sure everybody's in their spots, all that. And that results to where they are now. They are second in the East. The Nets haven't been second in the East or even in the top 5 since, I believe, 2012, 2013? Or it might be 2013, 2014. One of those seasons. But the Nets haven't been that high up since then. So this is good. You know what I'm saying? So I picked James Harden for that reason. For Bam and Sabonis, both of them are averaging career highs in points. So their production is much better than it was last season at this point in time. But I picked Sabonis because the Pacers are winning. The Heat are nowhere near where I can't say nowhere near, but they're not as good as they were last season as of right now. Right now, this is the first half of the season. Bam is producing very well. And he had to because Jimmy Butler was out for a good couple games. So I understand that distinction, but I picked Sabonis because Sabonis is not only producing very well, but his team is winning. And it's just like Charles Barkley said a couple of years ago, you got to reward winning. Which brings me to Zach LaVine. And Ben Simmons for this matter. Which brings me to those two. I thought the Bulls were not really doing that well, but they're actually 8th in the East. So they're winning. And Zach LaVine is dropping 28 a game. Lord help me if Zach LaVine does not make the All-Star game this year. Lord help me. Because there is no reason why he should not be in the All-Star game this year. If not only the team is literally in playoff contention, but at the same time, Zach LaVine is dropping pretty much 29 a game. If he's not an All-Star game this year, you'll get a video. I will be chatting on Twitter. You will be getting a video from me, all that. Because Zach LaVine has no business not being in his All-Star game. And let me tell you. Now, for Ben Simmons. Yes, Ben Simmons' production has been lowered. It's not been as good as we want it to be. I think he's dropping about, 16 this year? 16, 17, something like that. So I lied. His production's probably pretty much the same. But I would still pick him no matter what. He's not dropping 20 plus. But he is one of the reasons why the Sixers are where they're at. It is mostly Joel Embiid, but Ben Simmons is part of that as well. So I don't know if they pick Ben Simmons or they pick Tobias Harris, because Tobias Harris is actually playing very well as well. But I'll pick probably Ben Simmons more for his overall than anything else. So I pick Ben Simmons. So those are my reserves for the East. Let's get to the West, which was actually tough. Well, only tough for... Well, let's get into it. I figured it out. All right, so for the West, I have at the guards, I got Damian Lillard, of course, and I got Devin Booker. For the front court, I got Paul George. I actually have Zion Williamson. And I have Rudy Gobert. For the, regardless of position, the two, I have Donovan Mitchell. And I either have Jamal Murray or Chris Paul. Now, the reason why I picked Zion Williamson is because, as I said, if Anthony Davis was part of this, if he was able to play in the All-Star game, he would no doubt be the powerful. He would no doubt be here. Like there's no question. It doesn't matter if he's only dropping 22 and 8 and he's not doing what Anthony Davis do. He's still playing well. But with him not being able to play, that power forward position is wide open. And I actually went with two different people in this case. I went with Zion Williamson and I went with Christian Wood. Now, either one of those teams, the Rockets and the Pelicans, neither one of them are playing very well. Neither one of them are. Neither one of them are in contention for anything. And that's true. But if I were to pick, well, technically I'm actually picking Zion Williamson at this point because Christian Wood's hurt as well. So I don't even know how long Christian Wood gonna be out. So picking Zion Williamson is probably the best way to go. And the way he's actually producing this year, I am fairly impressed. 25 a game. Only 6 boards, but he's 6'6". I'm not expecting him to really grab that many rebounds, and he doesn't really seem like that much of a rebounding person. So I really wouldn't pick him for. I really don't care for that, but I care about for his production because Zion Williamson is the only one really that fits the build more because Christian Wood's hurt, as I said, and Anthony Davis is hurt. So your two best bets, if Anthony Davis was hurt, then probably Christian Wood would take it. And since both of them are hurt, you pick Zion. Inside the NBA on Thursday, I think Chuck was the only one picked it, or somebody else picked it as well. But DeMar DeRozan was picked. And I can see why, because again, the Spurs are winning. The Spurs are actually doing very well this season. But I'm not sure if I would have picked DeMar DeRozan. I don't know why I wouldn't. I don't think I picked DeMar DeRozan. Because he's actually considered a power forward at this case. So I would put him in a power forward discussion. But I wouldn't pick him, period. No disrespect to DeMar DeRozan, but your production is not as good as it used to be. It ain't like you were in 2016, 2017 where you were dropping about 27 a game, my guy. It's not the same. And I understand. I get it. But I'm picking Zion for this case. Because Zion seems like the better fit for this. Now, Chris Paul or Jamal Murray. Both teams are winning. Neither man is doing anything as productive as they're used to. Like Chris Paul's only averaging 16 points a game. This is probably his lowest in a minute. But because of his impact and what he does in terms of winning, the Suns are 4th in the West. So he's the reason for that. For Jamal Murray may be averaging a career high in points and everything like that. But He ain't doing anything he did. He ain't doing a damn thing he did like he did in the bubble. That man in the bubble was, whew. That man in the bubble was looking amazing, bro. But it has not translated to the court yet this season at all. I mean, granted, he dropped 50 last week. That's cool, but he could do more. He could do exactly what he did in the bubble. I just don't know why he won't and why he hasn't. But that's why I'm not putting Jamal Murray in this conversation. So if I were to pick one or two, I pick Chris Paul. Because again, what Chris Paul is doing in his impact and how the Suns look, way better than they've ever looked, probably since Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire were on the Suns. I pick Chris Paul. So those are my reserves. Those are my reserves for the All-Star game. Hopefully I get them all. Hopefully I get them right. We'll see. I'll be tuned in at 7. For the All-Star day itself, so it will be, I believe, at 5 or 6 o'clock. It will be, or 6 or 7, I don't remember the time off the top of the head. It will be the skills challenge and then the 3-point shootout. Then the All-Star game will come after. And then at halftime, it will be the dunk contest. I understand why they're doing it like that. Because I don't even know if they're going to have fans for All-Star for the All-Star game. I don't know if they're going to have fans. So to have everything at once in one day is it will be challenging, and I see it as a complete cluster. But I get why they're doing it. Because you don't want people going back and forth for the next 3 days with this. I get it. So, and they're in Atlanta. They're in Atlanta. Atlanta hasn't closed anything down really. So God only knows what's over there. So trust me, I get it. Is it gonna be weird? Of course. Because you're gonna have the All-Star game at halftime. And halftime only lasts about half hour. And the slam dunk contest usually lasts double that time, pretty much an hour. So I don't know how they're gonna do it. I'm intrigued, so I guess we'll see in 2 weeks how they're gonna do it. But for right now, I get it, and it is what it is. Hopefully next year, it will be back to its regular self. No Rising Stars challenge. No Rising Stars challenge this year. That sucks, but it's for the best. And yeah, that's us all. So in the next 4 hours, we will see the All-Star reserves again. Hopefully I get everything right. If Zach LaVine is not an All-Star this year, I will rant on here. I will be on Twitter. I'll probably record my reaction on Facebook and IG. Whatever the case is, Zach LaVine need to be an All-Star. If he's not an All-Star, I will lose my damn mind. So, with that being said, it's been Rose, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love, support. As always, you already know how we do. Like, comment, subscribe. If you like it, follow the social medias. Add me on PSN. Please, somebody hit me up. If you want to play 2K, I am here. Whatever the case is, but until next time, peace, love, 100. You heard?